The anticipation. The sun was just beginning to set, casting a warm golden glow over the quiet suburban neighborhood where Jasmine lived. It was a peaceful place lined with neatly trimmed lawns, blossoming flowers, and houses that looked almost identical, save for the colors of their doors. In the middle of it all stood Jasmine's home, a modest yet welcoming two-story house with a wraparound porch where her family often gathered on warm evenings. Inside the house was a hive of activity, filled with the sounds of laughter, chatter, and the occasional clatter of dishes. Jasmine and her mother were busy preparing for the big day, a day that Jasmine had been dreaming about for weeks, her 17th birthday party. She had been envisioning this day since the beginning of summer, planning every detail meticulously with her mother, who was her biggest supporter. Jasmine Daniels was the kind of person everyone gravitated towards. She had an easy smile, a generous spirit, and a way of making everyone around her feel special. Her dark brown skin glowed in the light. Her natural curls framed her face perfectly, and her eyes sparkled with excitement as she buzzed around the living room, arranging decorations. She had chosen a vibrant color scheme of royal blue and gold, colors that felt like they embodied her personality. Bold yet elegant. Her best friend, Lily Harper, was also invited to the party. The two girls had been inseparable since childhood, their friendship a beautiful tapestry woven with shared secrets, laughter, and countless adventures. Lily, with her flowing blonde hair and bright blue eyes, was the yin to Jasmine's yang. While Jasmine was the planner, Lily was the free spirit, often bringing spontaneity into their lives. Despite their differences, they complemented each other perfectly, and Jasmine couldn't imagine celebrating her birthday without Lily by her side. "Do you think everyone will like the decorations?" Jasmine asked, stepping back to admire her handiwork. She hung a banner that read, "Happy Birthday, Jasmine," in bold, glittery letters. Her mother smiled, brushing a stray curl behind Jasmine's ear. "Of course, sweetheart. You've put so much thought into everything. Just remember, it's your day. Enjoy it." Jasmine felt a rush of gratitude for her mother's unwavering support. Her family had always been there for her, instilling in her a sense of self-worth and confidence that blossomed beautifully over the years. She knew her friends admired her, but the love from her family was a different kind of treasure, one that grounded her. As she finished setting up, her phone buzzed with a notification. It was a message from Lily, which brought a grin to her face. "Can't wait for tonight. I'm bringing a surprise." Jasmine felt a flutter of anticipation in her stomach. Lily always had a flair for the dramatic, and she could only imagine what surprise her friend had in store. Hours passed, and as the guests began to arrive, Jasmine felt a wave of excitement wash over her. She greeted her friends with warm hugs and laughter, her heart swelling with happiness. The backyard was alive with chatter, music, and the enticing aroma of food being prepared on the grill. Jasmine's parents had gone all out, making sure everything was perfect. As the party kicked off, Jasmine noticed Lily was running a bit late. While she was disappointed, she tried to push the thought aside and focus on enjoying the moment. She danced with her friends, played games, and soaked in every bit of the celebration. The sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a breathtaking sunset that painted the horizon with hues of pink and orange. Finally, just as Jasmine was about to cut her birthday cake, Lily arrived. Jasmine's heart skipped a beat as she saw her friend bounding towards her, an infectious energy radiating from her. "Sorry I'm late. You won't believe the surprise I brought," Lily exclaimed, pulling out a large, beautifully wrapped box from behind her back. The other guests cheered, intrigued by the mysterious package. Jasmine's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What is it? Open it," she urged, feeling the excitement build. With a dramatic flair, Lily tore open the wrapping, revealing a gorgeous designer handbag, the kind that Jasmine had admired from afar, but never thought she could afford. Gasps of admiration filled the air, and Jasmine felt her heart flutter with gratitude. "Lily, it's beautiful. You didn't have to do this." "Oh, but I wanted to." Lily beamed. "You deserve it, bestie." But as Jasmine embraced Lily, she couldn't shake a strange feeling brewing in her gut. Everything felt perfect, yet something was off, an unease she couldn't quite articulate. She brushed it aside, determined to enjoy her birthday and not let any lingering doubts cloud her joy. As the evening progressed, the laughter grew louder, the music pulsed through the air, and Jasmine felt enveloped in a warm glow of friendship and love. But little did she know that the night was about to take an unexpected turn. Jasmine had planned a special moment for all her friends, a chance to express what they appreciated about each other. As she gathered everyone in a circle, she felt a rush of nerves, but also a thrill. It was a beautiful tradition she hoped would foster even deeper connections among her friends. However, as Jasmine began to speak, she noticed Lily rolling her eyes, a subtle but unmistakable gesture. It pierced through Jasmine's heart like a sharp needle, but she tried to shake it off. Why would she act like that? "Okay, everyone, let's share what we love about each other. I'll go first," Jasmine said, her voice steady, but her heart racing. "I love how much we all support one another. You guys mean the world to me." As others chimed in with their heartfelt compliments, Lily remained quiet, a smug smile playing on her lips. Jasmine felt a knot tighten in her stomach. After a few rounds, it was Lily's turn. Jasmine eagerly awaited her friend's words, hoping for something warm and heartfelt. Lily stood up, her posture exuding confidence. "Well, Jasmine, I guess I'll just say, you're really good at planning parties, but maybe next time, you should just let someone else take the lead." Laughter erupted among the group, but Jasmine felt her face flush with embarrassment. What? Why would she say that? Thanks, I guess," Jasmine replied, forcing a smile, even as she felt the warmth of humiliation wash over her. The laughter continued, but it felt hollow now, as if the joy had been sucked out of the air. For the rest of the evening, Jasmine felt a growing distance between her and Lily, a chasm carved by the unexpected sting of betrayal. As the party began to wind down, Jasmine's heart felt heavy. She had never anticipated that her best friend would undermine her in front of everyone. Later that night, as the last of her guests left, Jasmine couldn't shake the feeling of dread that lingered in the air. She looked around her once vibrant backyard, now strewn with remnants of a celebration that had taken a dark turn. Her heart ached, and she wondered how to address what had happened. Would she confront Lily, or would she allow this betrayal to simmer beneath the surface? As she stood in the fading light, Jasmine knew that she had a decision to make, one that could change the course of their friendship forever. Feeling a mix of emotions, hurt, confusion, and determination, Jasmine took a deep breath. Tomorrow would be a new day, and she would find a way to confront the situation. But for now, she needed to process what had happened, to find her footing amidst the chaos. With a heavy heart, she whispered to herself, "I won't let this define me." The aftermath of the celebration. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across Jasmine's front yard, the remnants of the birthday party lingered in the air. Balloons floated listlessly, and the cheerful decorations that once sparkled with life now hung in tatters, reflecting the tension of the night. Jasmine stood in the center of it all, her heart heavy, as she surveyed the aftermath of what should have been a joyous celebration. The laughter and excitement that filled her home earlier in the day felt like a distant memory. Instead, the air was thick with a palpable silence, interrupted only by the distant sound of cars passing by. Jasmine's mind replayed the events of the evening like a haunting film reel, her stomach twisting at the thought of how everything had unraveled. Lily's outburst had come from nowhere. The way she had called out to Jasmine in front of their friends had cut deep. "What's wrong with you? This isn't a charity event. It's just a stupid birthday party." Her words had hung in the air, heavy with unintentional malice, and the laughter that followed felt like a betrayal. Jasmine's best friend had become the unintentional villain of her birthday celebration, a role she could never have anticipated. With every passing moment, Jasmine's anger grew, not just at Lily, but at the situation itself. How could someone she trusted so deeply turn a moment of joy into a source of pain? Feeling the weight of it all, Jasmine retreated to her room, seeking solace in the familiarity of her surroundings. She sank onto her bed, staring at the ceiling, letting her mind drift to the memories of their friendship. Jasmine and Lily had been inseparable since elementary school, navigating the complexities of adolescence together. They had shared secrets, dreams, and laughter. But now, those shared moments felt overshadowed by a single misstep. As she replayed the night's events, Jasmine felt a mix of emotions. Was it just a mistake, or was it a reflection of something deeper? The thought lingered, causing her to spiral into a web of uncertainty. In the quiet of her room, she pondered the meaning of loyalty and trust, realizing that the cracks in their friendship were far more significant than she had initially believed. After a while, Jasmine's phone buzzed, pulling her from her thoughts. It was a message from Tara, their mutual friend, checking in on her. The warm words of concern made Jasmine's heart swell. Tara had been a beacon of support throughout their years together. She had always been there to offer a listening ear or a comforting shoulder. Jasmine's fingers hovered over the screen as she typed a response, unsure of how to convey the whirlwind of emotions swirling within her. "Hey, I'm okay. Just feeling a bit overwhelmed," she finally sent, hoping it would suffice for now. A few moments later, her phone chimed again. "Want to talk? I'm here if you need me," Tara replied. Jasmine contemplated the offer. Perhaps it would help to share her feelings with someone who understood their friendship dynamics. "Yeah, I'd like that. Can you come over?" Within minutes, Tara confirmed she was on her way. As Jasmine waited, she felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. What would she say? How could she express the turmoil she felt without making it seem like she was blaming Lily? When Tara arrived, she found Jasmine sitting on the edge of her bed, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Tara wasted no time, enveloping her in a warm hug. "Hey, it's okay. I'm here," she said softly, sensing the heaviness in Jasmine's heart. Jasmine leaned into her friend, letting the weight of the last few hours crash down on her. "I just don't understand what happened, Tara. One moment we were having fun, and the next, everything spiraled out of control." Tara settled onto the bed beside her, her expression sympathetic. "Lily didn't mean it. I know she loves you, Jasmine. Maybe she just got caught up in the moment." "I get that," Jasmine replied, wiping her eyes. "But it's not just about that one moment. It's everything. I feel like she doesn't see me, like she doesn't understand my life, and what it means to celebrate who I am." Tara nodded thoughtfully. "Have you talked to her about it? I know it's hard, but maybe she doesn't realize how her words affected you." Jasmine sighed, contemplating Tara's advice. "I don't know if I can. I'm afraid it will make things worse. What if she doesn't understand? What if she gets defensive?" "Sometimes the hardest conversations are the most necessary," Tara replied gently. "You deserve to express how you feel. It's important for both of you." After a moment of silence, Jasmine knew Tara was right. She couldn't allow her feelings to fester any longer. The more she thought about it, the more she realized that the only way to heal their friendship was through open communication. It was time to confront her fears and address the elephant in the room. "I'll talk to her," Jasmine finally decided, her voice filled with determination. "But how do I even start?" "Just be honest," Tara encouraged. "Tell her how you felt, what her words meant to you, and how it impacted your birthday. You're both going to need to be vulnerable." Jasmine took a deep breath, letting Tara's words sink in. It was time to face the storm. She wanted to hold on to her friendship, and that meant tackling the tough conversations head-on. As they talked, the sun began to set, casting a warm glow through the window. Jasmine felt a renewed sense of hope bubbling within her. She had the strength of her friends by her side, and together they would navigate the turbulent waters of friendship. The next day at school, Jasmine's heart raced as she approached Lily's locker. It felt surreal. the echoes of laughter from their previous days together, mingling with the anxiety churning in her stomach. She spotted Lily standing there, lost in thought, and for a moment, Jasmine hesitated. But then she remembered Tara's words. She needed to do this. With her heart pounding, she took a deep breath and walked over to her best friend. "Lily, can we talk?" Lily's head snapped up, surprise washing over her features. "Oh, hey, Jasmine." "Sure. What's up?" They stepped aside, the hallway buzzing with students around them. Jasmine could see the uncertainty in Lily's eyes, and it made her heart ache. "I wanted to talk about what happened at the party," she said, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. Lily's expression shifted, her brows knitting together. "Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to ruin your birthday, I swear. I got caught up in the moment and—" "I know," Jasmine interrupted gently, "but it hurt me. What you said felt really dismissive, and it made me question if you truly understand me." Lily's eyes widened, and Jasmine could see the realization wash over her friend. "I didn't mean it like that. I was just trying to joke around. I never wanted to hurt you." "I know you didn't, but that's the thing. Sometimes your words carry weight that you don't realize. It's not just about having fun. It's about being sensitive to the feelings of those we care about," Jasmine explained, her voice unwavering. "I'm really sorry," Lily said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't think about it that way. I should have been more aware." Jasmine felt a mix of relief and sadness at Lily's words. This was the moment she had been waiting for. The chance to bridge the gap that had formed between them. "I appreciate your apology. It means a lot. I just want us to be able to talk about things like this without fear." Lily nodded, her expression earnest. "I promise I'll do better. I really value our friendship, and I never want to put that at risk again." Jasmine smiled, feeling the tension begin to dissipate. "Thank you. I want us to be able to communicate openly, even when it's hard. That's what friends do." As they embraced, Jasmine felt the warmth of their connection begin to mend. They had taken a step forward, and while the road ahead would still have its bumps, they were committed to navigating it together. That afternoon, Jasmine and Lily walked home side by side, laughter bubbling between them as they reminisced about their favorite memories. The shadows of the past were beginning to fade, replaced by a renewed sense of hope and understanding. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over their friendship, Jasmine realized that they were stronger together. They would rise above the challenges, facing each day with a heart full of resilience and an unwavering bond that would guide them through whatever storms lay ahead. The reckoning. The following day dawned with an air of anticipation. Jasmine woke up feeling a mix of nerves and determination swirling inside her. She had spent the night tossing and turning, her mind replaying all the moments she had shared with Lily, contrasting them against the recent hurt. Would this conversation help mend their friendship, or would it deepen the rift? After a quick breakfast, Jasmine got dressed, choosing a soft lavender sundress that flowed gracefully with her movements. She wanted to feel confident yet comfortable during their discussion. As she stood in front of the mirror, she reminded herself of her strength and the importance of addressing the hurt she felt. No matter how difficult it might be, she had to speak her truth. The park was quiet when she arrived, the air crisp and fresh. Jasmine took a moment to enjoy the scenery, the vibrant greens of the trees swaying gently in the breeze, the sweet sounds of chirping birds filling the air, and the laughter of children playing in the distance. It was a beautiful day, yet Jasmine felt the weight of the conversation ahead. Lily was already sitting on their favorite bench, her blonde hair catching the sunlight like a golden halo, a stark contrast to Jasmine's darker locks. She looked up, her eyes brightening as she saw Jasmine approach. "Hey, I'm really glad you came," Lily said, standing up to give Jasmine a warm hug. Jasmine returned the hug, but felt the lingering tension in the air. "I'm glad too," she replied, trying to keep her tone neutral. They both settled onto the bench, the silence stretching between them like a fragile thread. "So, I've been thinking a lot about what happened," Lily began, her tone earnest. "I'm really sorry for what I said at your party. I didn't realize how it affected you until you mentioned it. It wasn't my intention to make you feel that." Jasmine nodded, appreciating Lily's honesty. "Thank you for saying that. I know you probably didn't mean to hurt me, but it felt like you were undermining me in front of everyone. I felt embarrassed and vulnerable, especially on a day that was supposed to be about celebrating." "I get that now," Lily responded, her eyes downcast. "I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I've been a bit caught up in my own head lately, and I didn't think before I spoke. I should have been more supportive, especially knowing how much effort you put into planning everything." Jasmine could see the genuine remorse in Lily's expression, but the hurt still lingered in her heart. "It's just, our friendship has always been a safe space for me. I've always felt that I could trust you to have my back, and in that moment, it felt like you didn't." "I understand," Lily said softly, "and I want you to know that I'm committed to rebuilding that trust. You mean so much to me, and I never want to hurt you again." The sincerity in Lily's voice struck a chord in Jasmine. "I appreciate that, Lily, but it's going to take some time for me to fully trust you again. I don't want to hold on to this resentment, but I also need to feel secure in our friendship." "Absolutely. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it right," Lily replied, her determination palpable. "What can I do to help you feel more comfortable?" Jasmine considered this, realizing that open communication would be key to mending their relationship. "Maybe we can set some boundaries. Like, if something I do bothers you, I want you to feel comfortable enough to tell me right away. And I'll do the same for you." "That sounds fair," Lily nodded, her expression serious. "I promise to be more mindful of my words and how they might affect you." They spent the next hour discussing their feelings, hopes, and the little quirks that made their friendship unique. Jasmine felt a sense of relief wash over her as they spoke openly. For the first time since the incident, she could see the path to rebuilding their bond. However, a lingering thought kept gnawing at the back of her mind. Was this truly enough to restore the trust they once had? As they wrapped up their conversation, Jasmine felt lighter, the weight of the misunderstanding slowly lifting. "I'm glad we talked, Lily. I really hope we can move past this," she said, a genuine smile beginning to form on her face. "Me too, Jas. I've missed you so much," Lily replied, her face brightening. "Let's make some new memories together. How about we plan a weekend getaway or something fun?" Jasmine felt a spark of excitement at the thought. "That sounds great. I'd love that." With a renewed sense of hope, they made tentative plans to explore nearby hiking trails and possibly a weekend camping trip. It felt good to be looking forward to something fun together again. As they left the park, Jasmine couldn't help but feel optimistic about the future of their friendship. Yet, as the days passed, she found herself haunted by memories of Lily's comment. Despite the resolution they had reached, it was challenging to fully shake off the lingering doubts. Back at school, things felt different. While Jasmine had begun to reconnect with Lily, she found herself growing closer to Tara as well. The three of them began hanging out more, enjoying each other's company in a lighthearted atmosphere. However, it didn't escape Jasmine's notice that the dynamic had shifted. Lily seemed a bit more guarded around Tara, and Jasmine sensed an undercurrent of jealousy that made her uneasy. One afternoon, while the three of them sat at a cafe after school, Tara made a joke about a popular movie. Jasmine laughed, but when she glanced at Lily, she caught her friend's expression, a mix of annoyance and disinterest. The moment sent a pang of concern through Jasmine. "What's wrong, Lily?" she asked, trying to diffuse the tension. "Nothing," Lily replied too quickly, her tone clipped. Jasmine exchanged a glance with Tara, who seemed to sense the change in atmosphere. "Are you sure? You look a bit distant," Tara said, concern etched on her face. "I'm fine, just a little tired, I guess," Lily replied, forcing a smile. Jasmine felt a knot tighten in her stomach. Why is this happening? She had hoped that their renewed friendship would flourish, but it felt like an invisible wall had begun to rise between them again. As the weeks went on, Jasmine found herself stuck in the middle. She cared deeply for both Lily and Tara, but navigating the complexities of their dynamics was exhausting. Whenever Lily would make a snide remark or roll her eyes during a conversation with Tara, Jasmine felt torn between defending her friend and remaining loyal to her new companion. One afternoon, after a particularly tense encounter at lunch, Jasmine decided she needed to address the situation head-on. That evening, she texted Lily, "Can we talk? I feel like there's something off between us." A few minutes later, Lily replied, "Sure. Let's meet at the park." The familiar sense of dread washed over Jasmine as she made her way to the park, a weight pressing down on her shoulders. She found Lily sitting on the same bench they had shared during their last conversation, her expression pensive. "Hey," Jasmine greeted softly, taking the seat beside her. "Hey," Lily replied, running a hand through her hair. "What's on your mind?" "I've been feeling really conflicted lately," Jasmine began, her voice steady but tinged with vulnerability. "I love that we've been reconnecting, but I can't shake the feeling that you're unhappy around Tara." Lily's expression shifted, a flicker of defensiveness crossing her face. "It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm not used to sharing you." Jasmine felt a wave of understanding wash over her. "I get that, but Tara's my friend too. I don't want you to feel like you have to compete for my attention. I care about both of you, and I want us all to get along." "I know, but it's hard for me. I feel like I'm being replaced or something," Lily admitted, her voice softening. Jasmine placed a reassuring hand on Lily's. "You're not being replaced. Our friendship is important to me. I think we just need to work on communicating better and not letting jealousy take over." "Yeah, I see that now," Lily said, her eyes reflecting a mixture of sadness and hope. "I'm sorry if I've come off as standoffish. I really don't want to lose you, and I don't want to feel this way anymore. Let's make a pact to be honest with each other moving forward," Jasmine suggested, her heart warming at the idea of strengthening their bond. "If something's bothering you, let's talk about it. I don't want either of us to feel uncomfortable or insecure in our friendship." Lily nodded, a smile beginning to form on her lips. "Deal. I want to work on this together." As they talked, Jasmine felt a renewed sense of determination building within her. She was committed to fostering a healthy friendship, one that would stand the test of time. They agreed to invite Tara along for their next outing, hopeful that they could bridge the gap and create a more inclusive friendship. As they left the park that day, Jasmine felt a sense of relief wash over her. She understood that friendships were not always easy, but they could grow stronger through open communication and understanding. She felt optimistic about the future, ready to embrace the complexities of her relationships with both Lily and Tara. The following week, the three girls spent an enjoyable day at the local fair, the laughter and camaraderie slowly beginning to heal the lingering rifts. Jasmine felt lighter than she had in weeks, enjoying the rides, the cotton candy, and the joyous atmosphere. As they shared stories and laughter, she realized how important it was to surround herself with people who uplifted her. But even amidst the joy, Jasmine couldn't shake the feeling that their journey was far from over. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden hue over the fairgrounds, Jasmine looked at her friends and felt a sense of hope. They had faced challenges together, and while there would undoubtedly be more to come, she was ready to navigate them side by side. As they watched the fireworks light up the sky, Jasmine felt a renewed sense of purpose. She was determined to build a friendship rooted in trust, understanding, and unwavering support. In that moment, surrounded by laughter and light, she knew they could create a bond that could withstand the tests of time. And for the first time in weeks, Jasmine felt truly free. Unraveling threads. As summer transitioned into fall, Jasmine found herself riding a wave of hope and anticipation. The warm, golden leaves crunched beneath her feet as she walked to school, and the crisp air invigorated her spirit. Her friendship with Lily was steadily mending, and even Tara was becoming more integrated into their dynamic. However, beneath the surface of this newfound harmony, Jasmine could sense the subtle undertones of tension. Lily had begun to exhibit small behaviors that hinted at underlying insecurities, like the way she would suddenly go quiet during conversations, or the occasional jab at Tara disguised as a joke. Jasmine could feel the weight of unspoken words lingering in the air, and it left her feeling uneasy. One afternoon after school, Jasmine invited both Lily and Tara to her house for a study session. She hoped that focusing on schoolwork would provide a distraction and help reinforce their friendship. As they gathered around the dining table, Jasmine laid out snacks and study materials, excited to dive into their homework. "All right, what's first on the agenda?" Jasmine asked, her enthusiasm palpable. "Math. I really need help with this algebra problem," Tara said, her eyes lighting up. Lily chimed in, "I can help too. I think I finally understood the last lesson." But as she said this, Jasmine noticed a slight frown cross Lily's face. Was she genuinely interested in helping Tara, or was there an edge of competition creeping in again? As they worked through the math problems, Jasmine tried to steer the conversation to lighter topics. They reminisced about funny moments from previous years at school, shared inside jokes, and laughed over their favorite TV shows. Yet every time Tara and Lily exchanged playful banter, Jasmine could see Lily's smile fade a bit more, a flicker of jealousy creeping back into her demeanor. Eventually, Jasmine decided to address the elephant in the room. "You know, we should all just focus on having fun together. I really value both of you in my life, and I don't want to feel like there's competition between us." Competition? Who said anything about that? Lily's tone was sharper than Jasmine had expected, and she felt her stomach knot with anxiety. "I didn't mean it like that," Jasmine replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "I just want us to be able to enjoy each other's company without feeling like we have to compete for attention." Tara jumped in, trying to diffuse the tension. "I think we're all just trying to figure out how to balance our friendship. It can be hard sometimes." Lily crossed her arms, a pout forming on her lips. "Well, maybe it's hard because some people just don't get it." Jasmine felt her heart race. "Lily, I'm not trying to point fingers here. I just want to make sure we're all okay." The conversation spiraled into an uncomfortable silence. Jasmine felt frustrated, realizing that despite their efforts to resolve previous tensions, the insecurities still lingered. After a few moments, Lily sighed and uncrossed her arms, her expression softening. "Okay, maybe I overreacted," Lily admitted reluctantly. "But I guess I just feel like I'm losing my best friend." Jasmine reached across the table and placed her hand on Lily's. "You're not losing me, Lily. You'll always be my best friend. I just want to make room for Tara in our lives too. We can all support each other." Tara smiled, grateful for Jasmine's attempt to bring everyone together. "Yeah, I want us all to be friends. We have so much fun together." Lily hesitated but then nodded. "I guess I just need to work on my jealousy. It's not Tara's fault that we're all trying to navigate this friendship. Let's promise to communicate better," Jasmine suggested, hoping to ease the tension. "If something's bothering you, let's talk about it openly instead of letting it simmer." "Agreed," Lily said, a faint smile returning. Tara beamed. "I love this idea. Let's make it a pact." They all nodded in agreement, a renewed sense of purpose washing over them. Jasmine felt relieved, but deep down, she knew the road ahead would still be rocky. The complexities of friendship were never straightforward, especially when emotions ran high. Over the next few weeks, the trio began to forge a more balanced friendship, spending time together in various configurations, sometimes just Jasmine and Lily, other times with Tara. They even participated in the school's fall festival, where Jasmine showcased her artistic talents by painting pumpkins, and Tara organized a small food stand. Despite the lingering tension, they managed to enjoy each other's company. Yet the sense of unease began to resurface as they approached the school's annual homecoming dance. Jasmine had been looking forward to this event for months, excited to dress up, dance, and create new memories with her friends. However, she could sense that both Lily and Tara were nervous about who would be going with whom. One evening, Jasmine sat down with her mother to discuss the upcoming dance. "I'm really excited about homecoming, but I can't help feeling anxious," she confessed. "Lily and Tara both want to go with me, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings." Her mother smiled, the warmth of understanding radiating from her. "It's wonderful that you value your friends' feelings, Jasmine. Maybe you can approach it with openness. Invite both of them to be part of your plans instead of choosing one over the other. Do you think that will work?" Jasmine asked, her brow furrowed with uncertainty. "Sometimes honesty is the best approach. If they see how much you care about both of them, they might appreciate that you want to include everyone," her mother suggested wisely. The next day, Jasmine decided to act on her mother's advice. During lunch, she gathered her courage and called both Lily and Tara to the side. "Hey, can we talk about homecoming?" she asked, trying to keep her voice light. "Sure," Tara replied, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Lily looked slightly apprehensive, but nodded. "What's up?" "I've been thinking about how we could all go together as a group," Jasmine began, gauging their reactions. "I really want to have fun with both of you and not choose one of you over the other." Tara's face lit up with excitement. "I love that idea. A group date sounds so fun." But Jasmine noticed Lily's expression falter. "But what if we're not all paired off? What if it gets awkward?" Lily's voice held a hint of insecurity. "Then we make the most of it," Jasmine replied, her enthusiasm shining through. "We can dance, take pictures, and enjoy the night together. It's not about who goes with whom. It's about having fun with friends." Lily hesitated but eventually smiled, her unease dissipating. "Okay, I can see how that would work. It might be fun to just enjoy each other's company instead of worrying about who's with who." The three girls spent the rest of lunch planning their outfits and discussing details for the dance, the tension slowly melting away. Jasmine felt a sense of relief wash over her as they settled into a collaborative spirit. However, as the date approached, the unspoken tension between Lily and Tara lingered in the back of her mind. As the homecoming dance drew nearer, Jasmine focused on the excitement and energy of the event. She picked out a stunning emerald green dress that highlighted her natural curls and complemented her skin tone perfectly. She felt confident, ready to shine, and celebrate the friendships that mattered most. On the night of the dance, Jasmine arrived at the venue with Lily and Tara. The gymnasium had been transformed into a dazzling wonderland of twinkling lights and vibrant decorations. As they walked in, the music pulsed through the air, and the atmosphere buzzed with energy. Jasmine's heart raced with anticipation. They took pictures together, the three of them smiling widely, arms wrapped around each other. But as the night progressed, she could feel the dynamics shifting. The playful banter between Tara and Lily turned into pointed remarks, and Jasmine felt the need to step in. "Hey, why don't we hit the dance floor?" Jasmine suggested, trying to break the tension. "We'll have a blast." As they danced, Jasmine felt the excitement building within her, but she also noticed Lily pulling back, her laughter fading as Tara took center stage on the dance floor. Jasmine sensed the jealousy brewing beneath the surface once again. During a slow song, Jasmine pulled Lily aside, wanting to check in. "Are you okay? You seem a little distant tonight." "I'm fine," Lily replied tersely, her arms crossed. "I just feel like Tara is stealing the show." Jasmine felt her heart sink. "It's not about stealing the show, Lily. It's about us having fun together." "I know, but it's hard not to feel overshadowed," Lily admitted, her vulnerability showing through. "I want us to be together, but it feels like I'm competing for your attention." Jasmine sighed, frustration mixing with empathy. "You don't have to compete. You're my best friend, and I care about you. This night isn't just about one of us. It's about all of us enjoying ourselves." Lily's expression softened, but there was still a hint of uncertainty in her eyes. "I guess I just have a hard time letting go of my insecurities." We all do, but that's why we need to communicate, Jasmine said gently. Let's promise to be there for each other tonight and enjoy the moment. As they stepped back onto the dance floor, Jasmine felt a surge of determination. She was committed to nurturing her friendships, no matter the challenges that lay ahead. And as the music swirled around them, she held on to the hope that they could face their insecurities together, creating a bond that could weather any storm. Yet little did she know that the night would take a turn, testing their friendship in ways she had never anticipated. A shattering moment. The night of the homecoming dance unfurled like a tapestry of vibrant colors and pulsating energy. Jasmine, Lily, and Tara navigated the dance floor, their movements a blend of laughter and exhilaration, the music sweeping them into a world of carefree joy. The gymnasium, adorned with fairy lights and glittering decorations, felt like a scene straight out of a fairy tale. But amidst the sparkling atmosphere, Jasmine couldn't shake the feeling that the threads of their friendship were beginning to fray. As the night wore on, the music shifted from upbeat tunes to slow ballads, and Jasmine took a moment to scan the dance floor. She noticed groups of friends swaying together, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the lights. Yet her heart sank as she spotted Lily standing at the edge of the floor, her arms crossed tightly across her chest, a shadow of insecurity crossing her face. Tara was lost in conversation with a group of other friends, seemingly unaware of the unease brewing within Lily. "Hey, let's get a group picture," Jasmine exclaimed, determined to create a memory that would encapsulate the joy of the evening. She waved her arm to beckon her friends, the excitement bubbling within her. Tara glanced over, her eyes sparkling. "That's a great idea. I'll grab my phone." As Tara dashed off to gather her belongings, Jasmine turned to Lily. "Come on, let's join the others. We need to capture this moment." Lily's expression remained unchanged. "I don't know, Jasmine. Maybe it's better if I just sit this one out." Jasmine felt a pang of frustration. "Lily, please. You're my best friend, and this is our night. I want you to be part of it." After a moment of hesitation, Lily relented, a flicker of a smile breaking through her unease. "All right, but let's make it quick." Once Tara returned, they posed for the picture, all three of them squeezed together in the center, laughter erupting as they tried to fit into the frame. The camera clicked, capturing their smiles and excitement, a perfect moment frozen in time. But as they checked the photo, Jasmine couldn't help but notice the way Lily's smile seemed strained, her eyes flickering with something deeper, perhaps a fear of being overshadowed. As the evening progressed, Jasmine felt the air shift around them. The laughter that had once flowed freely began to wane, replaced by an undercurrent of tension. She tried to engage Lily in conversation, but every attempt felt stilted, as if they were speaking different languages. It was becoming increasingly clear that the unresolved feelings were festering beneath the surface, threatening to unravel the fragile bond they had worked so hard to rebuild. "Let's get some punch," Jasmine suggested, hoping a change of scenery might help lighten the mood. As they made their way to the refreshment table, Tara chattered excitedly about the decorations and how much she loved the music. But Jasmine's focus was on Lily, whose silence was becoming more pronounced. "Lily, are you sure you're okay?" Jasmine asked, genuine concern in her voice. "Yeah, I'm fine," Lily replied too quickly, her eyes darting away from Jasmine's gaze. Jasmine opened her mouth to press further, but just then, a commotion erupted from the dance floor. A group of students had gathered, laughter echoing as they pointed toward the DJ booth. Curious, Jasmine leaned closer, her heart racing with anticipation. But when she saw what was happening, her stomach dropped. A fellow student, Tom, known for his brash sense of humor, had taken the mic and was engaging in some playful banter with the crowd. He began to throw out jokes at the expense of others, mocking people's clothing choices and dance moves. It was all in good fun, or so he thought. As the crowd roared with laughter, the mood shifted dramatically when he directed a joke at Tara, something that cut deep. "Hey, Tara, nice dress. Did you borrow that from your grandmother's attic? Tom snickered, causing the crowd to erupt in laughter. Tara's face fell, shock washing over her as she stood frozen in place. Jasmine felt her heart race, a mixture of anger and disbelief coursing through her veins. Tom, that's not cool, Jasmine shouted, her voice cutting through the laughter. But Tom merely shrugged it off, continuing his onslaught of jokes, seemingly unaware of the damage he was causing. Lily's expression transformed, and Jasmine could see the storm brewing within her. "He's such a jerk," Lily exclaimed, her voice dripping with indignation. "Someone should tell him to stop." Jasmine felt a surge of determination. "Let's go over there. We can't let him get away with this." She marched forward, with Lily and Tara trailing behind, her heart pounding in her chest. As they approached the crowd, Jasmine felt the weight of the moment. She had to stand up for her friend, to show that she would not tolerate disrespect. "Tom," she shouted, raising her voice above the din. "You need to stop. That's not funny." The crowd fell silent, and all eyes turned toward them. Tom smirked, but there was a glimmer of unease in his eyes as he met Jasmine's determined gaze. "Chill out, Jasmine. It's just a joke. Tara can take it." Jasmine felt a rush of anger. It's not just a joke if it hurts someone. This isn't right. But before she could say more, Lily stepped forward, her voice breaking through the tension. "Jasmine's right. You can't just bully people for a laugh." The crowd shifted, murmurs of agreement rippling through the students. Jasmine's heart raced, fueled by the support of her friend. But just as it seemed they might be gaining traction, a voice from the back of the crowd piped up. "Come on, it's just a joke. Why are you two getting all defensive?" A student chimed in, laughter bubbling among the onlookers. Jasmine felt the tide turning against them, and her heart sank. The support she had hoped for seemed to dissolve in the face of peer pressure. She glanced at Tara, whose face was flushed with embarrassment, and her heart ached for her friend. Just then, Lily, emboldened by Jasmine's fierce stance, shouted back, "Because it's not funny if it's at someone's expense. You guys should know better." The crowd hesitated, the mood shifting as some began to murmur in agreement. Tom, feeling the pressure, scoffed, "Oh please, lighten up. It's just harmless fun." Jasmine clenched her fists, fighting the urge to scream. She could see Tara's eyes welling with tears, and it broke her heart. "You're not funny, Tom. You're just being cruel." Tom's smirk faded slightly, replaced by annoyance. "You're just jealous because you're not the center of attention." The accusation hung in the air like a heavy fog, and Jasmine felt the color drain from her face. Jealous. Was that how Tom viewed their protest? The laughter and camaraderie of the night felt so far away now. Tara stepped forward, her voice trembling as she finally found her words. "I'm not jealous, Tom. I just want to enjoy the night without being belittled." Tom rolled his eyes, and the laughter from the crowd swelled again. Jasmine could feel the ground beneath her shifting. "Let's go," she said to Tara, her voice steadying despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. Lily took Tara's hand, squeezing it in solidarity. "Yeah, let's not waste our time here." As they turned to leave, Jasmine felt a surge of anger and disappointment. They had fought to stand up for one another, yet it felt like they had lost the battle. The cheers and laughter faded behind them as they walked away from the crowd, leaving Tom and the snickering students behind. "Jasmine, I'm so sorry," Tara said, her voice breaking. "I didn't mean to cause a scene. I should have just let it go." "Tara, you did nothing wrong," Jasmine replied firmly. "You have every right to stand up for yourself. I just wish it hadn't turned out like this." Lily's brow furrowed as she looked between the two girls. "It's okay, Tara. We all saw how he treated you. It wasn't right. But we need to stick together, no matter what." They found a quiet corner of the gymnasium, away from the noise and chaos of the dance floor. Jasmine felt her heart racing, her emotions swirling like a storm inside her. "I just wanted tonight to be special for all of us," she murmured, her voice tinged with sadness. "It's okay to feel disappointed," Lily said gently. "We all wanted it to be perfect, but sometimes things just don't go as planned." "I thought we were doing so well," Jasmine said, tears threatening to spill. "I thought we had overcome everything." Tara stepped closer, her eyes glistening. "We still can. We just need to communicate better and not let anyone else's negativity tear us apart. Let's not give them the power to ruin our friendship." Jasmine nodded, feeling a flicker of hope. "You're right. We can't let anyone come between us, no matter what." As the music pulsed in the background, they formed a huddle, each girl reinforcing the promise of support and understanding. It was a moment of solidarity, a reminder that their friendship could withstand the storm, even when the winds felt strong. As they stood together, Jasmine felt a newfound sense of resilience building within her. Yes, the night hadn't gone as they had planned, but their bond was still intact, and she was determined to protect it. They would face whatever challenges lay ahead together. Little did they know, the real test of their friendship was still on the horizon, lurking just beyond the shadows, waiting to challenge everything they had fought to build. Rising from the ashes. The following week after the homecoming dance was a haze of mixed emotions for Jasmine, Tara, and Lily. Although they had emerged from the ordeal with their friendship intact, the residue of that night lingered in their minds. They had stood up against cruelty, but the aftermath had left a cloud of doubt hanging over them, especially for Jasmine. She couldn't shake the feeling that she had somehow failed to protect her friends, and the bitterness of Tom's words echoed in her mind. School resumed with its usual rhythm, the halls buzzing with laughter and chatter. Yet the once vibrant energy felt muted for Jasmine. She arrived at school each day, wearing a mask of normalcy while her heart felt heavy. Tara and Lily were by her side, but Jasmine sensed a change in the dynamics. Although they had shared a moment of unity, the tension from the dance hadn't completely dissipated. Lily was quieter than usual, often lost in her thoughts, and Jasmine couldn't help but feel responsible. Every time she glanced at her best friend, guilt twisted in her stomach. Had she pushed too hard for them to confront Tom? Or had she been too naive in believing that their friendship was unbreakable? At lunch, the three girls sat together in their usual spot, but the laughter that typically filled their table was replaced by a somber silence. Tara took a deep breath, breaking the stillness. "So, what do you think about going to the next football game? We could make some new memories." Jasmine forced a smile. "That sounds great. It might be nice to hang out and have some fun." Lily nodded, but Jasmine could see the apprehension in her eyes. "Yeah, let's do that. I think we need a change of scenery." Yet even as they spoke, Jasmine could sense the unsaid words hanging in the air, the hurt, the embarrassment, and the lingering questions about their friendship. How could they move forward when the past still felt so fresh? The day of the football game arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Students donned their school colors, faces painted with spirited designs, and the smell of popcorn wafted through the air. Jasmine hoped that the festive ambience would help lift their spirits. But as they entered the stadium, the memory of the homecoming dance resurfaced in the back of her mind. They found their seats, and for a brief moment, the thrill of the game distracted them. The band played, and the cheerleaders rallied the crowd, their energy infectious. Jasmine felt a flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, they could regain their former joy. But as the game progressed, Jasmine noticed a familiar figure in the crowd, Tom. He was surrounded by a group of friends, laughing and joking as if nothing had happened. The sight of him sent a chill through Jasmine, memories of the dance flooding back. "What's wrong?" Tara asked, noticing the sudden shift in Jasmine's demeanor. "Look over there," Jasmine said, nodding toward Tom. "I can't believe he's here." "Forget him, Jasmine," Lily said, her voice firm. "He doesn't matter. We came here to have fun." Jasmine wanted to believe that, but the knot in her stomach tightened. It's just hard to forget. It feels like he's everywhere, mocking us. As the game wore on, the crowd cheered, and Jasmine tried to immerse herself in the excitement. But every time she caught a glimpse of Tom, a wave of anger washed over her, followed by an overwhelming urge to confront him once and for all. "Maybe we should talk to him," Jasmine blurted out suddenly. "I mean, not in a hostile way, but just to clear the air. Show him we won't be intimidated." Lily's eyes widened. "Are you sure that's a good idea? What if it just makes things worse?" "I don't want him to think he can get away with what he said," Jasmine replied, determination stealing her resolve. "I want to stand up for myself and for Tara. We deserve that much." Tara hesitated, glancing at Lily, who appeared deep in thought. "I think it's brave," Tara said finally, her voice soft but steady. "If it helps you feel better, I'll be there with you." "Me too," Lily added, though Jasmine could sense the uncertainty in her tone. "Just promise me we won't get into a fight. We don't want to escalate things." Jasmine nodded, grateful for her friend's support. "I promise. We'll keep it civil." As the game approached its end, they took a deep breath and steeled themselves for what lay ahead. After the final whistle blew and the crowd erupted in cheers, they made their way down to where Tom stood with his friends. Jasmine's heart raced and her palms felt clammy, but she was determined to confront him. "Tom," Jasmine called, her voice steady despite the nerves thrumming inside her. He turned, a smirk playing on his lips as he recognized them. "Oh look, it's the trio of trouble," he teased, his friends chuckling behind him. Jasmine swallowed hard but pressed on. "We need to talk." "Talk? About what?" "How you guys overreacted at the dance." Tom scoffed. Jasmine felt the heat rise in her cheeks but stood her ground. "No, about how your jokes hurt people. Tara didn't deserve that, and neither did we." His laughter faded, replaced by a cocky grin. "You're still upset about that? Come on, it was just for fun. Lighten up a bit." "This isn't about lightening up," Tara chimed in, stepping forward. "It's about recognizing that your words can have consequences. You can't just say whatever you want and expect people to laugh along." Tom rolled his eyes. "Oh please, it was a joke. You're all way too sensitive." "Sensitive or not, you need to understand that people have feelings," Jasmine asserted, her voice firm. "You crossed a line." The group of friends around Tom shifted uncomfortably, glancing between him and the trio. "Whatever," Tom said, shrugging. "You're making a big deal out of nothing." Jasmine took a deep breath, steeling herself against the rising tide of frustration. "It matters to us, and it should matter to you. Words can hurt more than you realize." Tom's facade faltered for a moment, and Jasmine could see a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes, but he quickly masked it with arrogance. "Well, maybe you all just need to toughen up. Life isn't always rainbows and sunshine." "No, but it shouldn't be filled with cruelty either," Jasmine replied, her voice unwavering. "We all want to feel safe and respected. That's not asking too much." The air felt heavy, and for a moment, silence enveloped them. Tom's friends exchanged glances, uncertainty creeping into their expressions. "Maybe you should think before you speak next time," Lily added softly, a newfound strength evident in her voice. "Words have power, and we shouldn't use them to tear others down." Tom stared at them, his bravado slipping as the reality of their words sank in. Finally, he shrugged, trying to regain his composure. "Yeah, whatever. I don't have time for this." Jasmine felt a mix of triumph and frustration. They had stood their ground, but the lack of accountability from Tom stung. Still, she couldn't allow his indifference to overshadow their victory. "Just remember that you have a choice in how you treat others," Jasmine said, her voice steady. "And I hope you choose better in the future." With that, they turned to walk away, the weight of the confrontation slowly lifting from Jasmine's shoulders. She felt lighter, as though a weight had been released. They had confronted Tom, stood up for what was right, and in doing so, they had reaffirmed their bond. "Jasmine, I'm proud of you," Tara said as they moved away from the crowd. "That took a lot of courage." "Yeah, "You were amazing," Lily added, a smile finally breaking through her earlier uncertainty. Jasmine felt warmth spread through her chest, grateful for their support. "I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you for being there with me." As they walked back toward the bleachers, the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden hue over the stadium. It felt like a new beginning, a promise of hope amid the remnants of the past. Though they had faced adversity, Jasmine realized that the real strength of their friendship lay in their ability to support each other through thick and thin. The journey wasn't over, and they would undoubtedly face more challenges, but they had proven that they could rise from the ashes, stronger than ever. As they settled back in their seats, the game resumed, and laughter gradually returned to their table. They cheered for their team, enjoying the camaraderie of the crowd around them. In that moment, Jasmine felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for her friends and the resilience they had found together. "Here's to new memories." Tara raised her drink, and Jasmine and Lily joined her, their spirits finally lifting. As the night unfolded, Jasmine felt a profound shift within her. It wasn't just about standing up for herself. It was about fostering a friendship built on understanding, trust, and unwavering support. They had weathered a storm and emerged on the other side, more united than ever. And as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jasmine realized that no matter what life threw at them, they would face it together, hand in hand. They were a force to be reckoned with, a trio bound by shared experiences and a commitment to uplifting one another. The night might have started with shadows, but it ended with the promise of light, a testament to their strength and resilience, a reminder that friendship could conquer even the darkest of moments. With hearts full of hope and laughter ringing in the air, they embraced the journey ahead, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, together.